How you doing out there, folks? Yes, it's me, Frankie, the unknown songwriter. Yeah, I decided to make another video about these comments. Now, first of all, I want to thank everybody who does view my videos, who subscribe to my YouTube channel, who's following me on Twitter. I thank you. It means a lot. I mean, just to have a few people out there that that are interested in the old songs and all. Now, these comments, I asked for it. I keep saying I want comments. Sure, I do. I've did over 4,000 videos of these songs. Don't you think I should be getting comments like that? Okay, so let's see. Let me mention a couple. There's a lot of comments I've been getting. And sometimes I do them as I get the comments. Okay, so one of the comments was this guy in Canada. I know it goes all over. He said, thanks for bringing back the old songs. He said, I appreciate it and I like it. So I let him know I thanked him for that and all. And that was nice. Then, and another comment from another guy, and he says, Frankie, you have all those records? You must have a big record collection to be able to have all those songs. And I don't have a big record collection. I did tell him that. I explained it to him. He just didn't know. He figured I'm playing records here, and I'm miming those songs. Well, maybe he might have saw one of my videos because I do have a record player here, and I'll play my records. The songs that I wrote over 40 years ago. I have albums on 33 and a third. I have acetate discs, the big record on 45 speed. Then I have acetate discs that are small records on 45, but for the demos. And I have 45 RPM records, audio cassettes. So I have quite a few ways to play my songs. So I didn't have any videos of my songs because they're demos. So the person who sang it, I never had anybody sing it. That's when I start miming. I mime my songs. This was a while ago, not just now. So that's how I got into it. So I explained that about having all the records. I don't have them. Anybody can look up these songs. Because these albums, when I look up for these singers, they're also available for sale. You don't have to. I'm doing a lot of this song, so you can hear them for free. Not only that, there's no ads in my videos. Okay, that's covering that. Oh yeah, another comment. It was from your friend in Spain. Spain. It was in Spanish, but I think Twitter translated it into English, so I could read it. And the song was "Lady of Spain." I think I probably did it in Spanish. So there was a comment. There was a like there. They liked the tweet. I said, so I'm getting all over the place. So from people making comments, it's a random comment, but I already did a video on it, but I'm going to go into that a little bit in a little while. Okay, so now in reference to likes and comments. Okay, I've been doing so many different singers. So and I go on YouTube and I post it to Twitter. Yeah, because I figure it's nice to put those songs on there. Different people probably see it. So I did Bobby Rydell. I don't know if you know who he is. He's 60 years ago. He's doing all these songs. This rock and roll era. And I said, well, let me start doing his. So I started doing his, and I got on Twitter. I was on Twitter, and Bobby Rydell answers me. He said, I like your tweets. Of course, it's his songs. They like the idea, I guess, because I'm playing his songs now. I'm bringing him back a little bit. So that was a good, good thing to hear. And then I did Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga. Only because I was doing Tony Bennett, and he was doing duets with her. So I figured, well, why not? I could do Lady Gaga. So I did some of her songs. And she answers me on the tweet. She said, I like your tweets. Again, she would because they're her songs. And then another one was Taylor Swift. And same thing. I like your tweet. So they acknowledge it. Well, I know because, like I said, it's their songs. They're not saying because I'm doing such a great mime job, That's enough of those comments. I think I better get into this one. Okay, a couple weeks ago, I already mentioned it. This guy, he said, not accurate miming going on here. And I mentioned it. I said, what? Sometimes you don't know what these people, the way they say it. It was short, you know. So I looked at the song. I said, oh, and I listened to the song that he was referring to. You know, the one he put the comment on. And it was off. You know, I'd admit it. I don't know. I probably let it go through for whatever reason. I didn't really check it that good or what. So I redid it on this, you know, on the comment video. And I redid it and put it back on YouTube. So I didn't hear no more, you know, after that. Now I get a comment from him. Same guy, you know, I already answered the comment. I gave him a good explanation about it. And then this comment is, what is the point? There's no interest in seeing somebody mouthing words to records. That's the comment. I don't even know how it is. Because first of all, when he said it's only average or something, you know, the way if it's good or bad. So I try to read it over and be, you know, discerning, but I don't know how to take it really. But I asked for it, and I don't, you know, I want those comments. It's constructive criticism. He's not really saying he like it or not, but he can figure it out. I mean, it's over 4,000 songs. Don't you think he should have said something before this? He did mention something, but I think he might be in the music business or something to do with music. You know, he can't tell me what to do, and nobody can tell me not to do this because they don't know my situation. Unless they walk a mile in my shoes or I walk a mile in their shoes, they really don't know. So back to that comment. So I said, well, I'm going to answer it because that's what I do. I explained to him a lot of things. It was a long reply that I gave him. Oh, it filled up all the way. You know, the comment, you know how big the screen, or, you know, like a page, a big, and it was single space. I got to the end, and it just kind of sent it. I don't know, maybe I did hit it. I was done, and I signed it. Frankie. The jack of all trades, but the master of none. Because I've done a lot of things in my life. I've done a lot of jobs and odd jobs and everything you could think of. Now I'm doing this. Well, I didn't master this then, according to him. I don't know. I don't want to take it wrong. Like, I'm glad that but after this last comment that I gave him back, I don't know if he answered or not, because I told him all the other things I can do, and I'm doing this now because it was ordered by my doctor. It seems odd for me to tell you a doctor's ordering me to mime songs. No, indirectly. Because I've been depressed since my wife passed away over 2 years ago. And I've been down, you know. I'm really, really upset, but I'm finding things to keep me occupied. And this was a good one. Because I start feeling better when I start doing these songs. You've probably seen it, that I'm jumping around and going crazy, you know, and also I noticed it. Okay, so I went to a clinical trial for depression. I went to a couple of them. So they picked me up and brought me back, and I went to the office there. It's in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, not too far from where I live. And there's a few, but not too many people there. It's for about a drug, you know, a new drug they're trying to do the study on to see how it's going to help depression and all. So I went there, signed in, and they asked me a lot of questions and filled out a lot of paperwork. They want to have all that on file. I signed releases and all that. And he said, the doctor will see you. So I went in an office, sat down. So I'm going to ask you some questions and yes and no answers. I said, okay. He said, this is going to be only the way you have felt in the last week or so. Okay, so he asked me, in other words, I answered no to mostly all the questions. And he said, you felt like committing suicide? I said, no. If I said yes, maybe not this list. What if I felt like it weeks ago? But I tried to answer it according to the way he said it. They asked another question, do you feel like taking a lot of pills? No, I just take the pills. But, you know, But the similar questions, that you should have the same answer. Like, when he's talking about you take a lot of pills, or you feel like taking a whole bunch of pills, do you, some of these questions, I answered them the best I could. And then he said, I want to make a video, Frank, and I want you to tell me how you're feeling in your own words, and what's been happening with you, what are you doing? I kind of explained it all, and I said, okay. He said, well, have a seat in the other room and relax, and we're going to go over all this, because we have a formula based on the answers you gave and all. See if you qualify for this day. I said, okay. So I guess it was maybe 20 minutes or so. And this guy's father came in, and I've seen this guy before. He was on TV. He's a specialist. He's about my age. I said, Frank, pleased to meet you. But I guess you know that I'm coming in here because you didn't qualify for this study. I said, okay, I understand. He said, because we're looking for people who really are depressed and they don't know what to do. Then they don't. I know you need to be keeping active. I can tell by your personality, because you said when you came here, didn't you felt better, right? Sure, because you're in the apartment, you're dwelling on all the things that's happened, and so you're down, you're in the doldrums. So I understand that. The best thing for you is you got to keep yourself busy. Keep on doing something, because your mind is running, and if you relax too much and just start thinking and all, you don't know what could happen. So he said, what have you been doing to keep yourself busy? I said, well, come in here, the clinical trial. He said, that's good. Because even whether you qualify or not, you go take a ride and you see people, you talk, and you're going to feel better. And so you felt better, didn't you? I said, yeah. I have to be honest, I don't say I feel the same. He said, that's good. I'm getting, a diagnosis here, So he said, what do you do? I said, I just kind of keep busy, but there's a lot of things that I like to do. So I said, well, I've been doing some music, some songs. He said, does that make you feel better? I said, yeah, a lot. I forget, He said, well, what kind of songs do you do? I said, I do all the different songs. I don't actually sing in my voice. I'm miming them. He said, oh, that sounds like something pretty good. So he said, where do you put it on, on the internet? I said, yeah, on YouTube. He had his phone there, so I said, let me look it up. Just I said, punch my name in on YouTube. And all these videos came up. He said, wow. I kept scanning. He said, boy, I said, I got thousands. He said, so how are you doing that? What is it? Exactly what are you doing? I said, well, I take songs and I mime them, but I kind of memorize them and I try to mime them. And I know when I'm doing them, I get happy. And he saw it. He said, wow, I can see how that's making you feel like that. So in other words, I feel okay now. I'm talking to you. But if I go home and I feel tired and don't do nothing, I start thinking and I start crying and thinking of all the things in my life, and I miss my wife and everything. So I turned to doing these songs. He said, well, I have to say, it's like a therapy for you. That's why I'm asking you, because I like to know, because people do come here for different reasons, and they do have depression. I know you have it, but your personality, you channeled that into what makes you feel good. A lot of people go to drinking, taking drugs, all kind of addictions, eating too much, there's disorders, but you are going to the music because you like it and you enjoy it, and it does make you forget, because your mind now is turned to remembering those songs and trying to perform them. And he said, it's for you. I'd have to say keep doing it. But again, I would also tell you that too much of anything, try to do that in moderation, and also try to find something else. Start on something else to get off of that, just like anything else. But I would say for now, just keep doing it. If people don't like it or something, then work it out. Because people might complain. I don't know about too much. I know he played it. So I want to play one of the songs. So it happened to be an Al Jolson song. He played it and he said, because I know Al Jolson, because they're old singers. He says, you really can do them. I said, yeah, because I know those songs. Because when I grew up, my parents were playing Al Jolson songs all the time. When I was growing up in the 1940s, 50s. That's all I basically heard at that time. I'm a kid, so I got it, I guess, in my memory, and I wanted to find out more about him. I saw the movies they made and all his records. So I started with that, miming his songs. And it seemed like it wasn't difficult because I knew them, and I did like 300 of just, he said, boy, it sounds like an awful lot, Frank. How long you been doing this? A few months then, He says, I don't know, it seems like an awful lot. How can you manage to do that if you have other things to do? I said, well, I get up early, and I shave, shower, eat, and then it's really early, 3, 4 in the morning, early. And I said, well, let me do some songs, and I'll sit down, I'll set everything up, and I'll start the songs. And now I've been listening to it before I do them. Right before I do it, I listen to it, and I seem to get the tune in my ear, plus I have the words in my mind. So then I go right ahead and do a recording. Most of the time it comes out all right, not always, so that's good, Frank. I'm really glad to talk to you. That's why I do this, because I use this for my own notes and things, because I want to see what people do, when they're depressed. Because if you didn't do this, how do you think you'd be? I said, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be able to do nothing. It's keeping me feeling good, It's like a drug to me. He said, so I tell you, Frank, my advice is, then you better keep doing it. Because you don't want to get in the doldrums, and you don't know what might happen. You don't want to hold that inside of you. You don't want to take it out on somebody, or take it out on yourself, harm yourself or something. So the best thing is very good. You found something to do that make you feel better. That's what it comes down to. That's what this depression is all about. That's why we're working on drugs, that would help people, and not much side effects and all that. That's part of the study. But we have you on file, so if anything comes up, we're going to contact you, because I know you want to do these studies. I said, yeah, I've been doing them. It's just that I thought, you're helping me now anyway, so by coming here, you're helping me. He said, so I would say, Frank, for you, thanks for coming in here, and I do appreciate it. Now, you could call here if you feel something you don't feel just right. I would still give you some advice. They said, now, your ride should be coming here in about less than a half an hour. It's going to be Uber. And that's why I talked to you now. I waited till everybody left. And when you leave, I'm going to shut everything up here. So, again, the office is upstairs. You can go up there. The girl will have your check. And she'll tell you about the ride. I said, thank you very much. Pleased to meet you. I appreciate everything. And then I went up there, and I started going up the steps, and the girl's there. I said, I'm Frank, and she said, okay, I have your check here. And I went up and got it. She said, your ride should be coming in about 20 minutes, 15 minutes. You can wait outside, or the driver will honk for you. And she told me the color of the car, so I would know for sure. Yeah, that was about it for that. He's not the only doctor that told me that's what I'm doing these songs. So if somebody, with these comments, I don't care what you say. I'm going to keep doing it. If I don't do it, it's going to be on my own. If I have something else. But so this comment doesn't mean too much about saying that. What's the point? Just watching somebody mouthing words to records. This guy doesn't even know that I'm not using records. First of all. Mouthing words, huh? Everybody's mouthing words who talk. This guy, I gave him, like I said, an answer to all that. That's why I wanted to mention this. Because now you know why I'm really doing these songs. I want to entertain the people and entertain myself and keep me occupied. Now you notice the songs that I do get a little carried away. But when I do the songs, I do feel pretty good about it. It's not like I just, made up the way I feel. No, I'm all right now. If I have things to do, anything I have to do, whether it's going shopping, going to a clinical trial, anything like that makes me feel better, of course. That's what the problem is. That's what this doctor was telling me. You got to keep yourself busy, and if you do, keep your mind occupied, you'll feel all right. I may be the way I'm doing too many songs. That's very possible. But, you hear that? I'm getting ready to do another singer. I'm going to do, let's see. I don't know if you heard of him, Gordon Macrae. Sort of like an opera singer, but he sings all kinds of songs. He's a big thing in Oklahoma, the musical. So I said maybe I'll start his songs because he's got a really good voice, and I think I could sing like him in real life, but no, I'd have to train and all. I'm not ready for nothing like that. Okay, so the song I chose was Oh, Oh, Ophelia. Oh boy, would I like to feel you, huh? I'm only kidding. I don't want to start getting into that now. Okay, so it's by Gordon Macrae. I'm going to try it. I never did this song, so I did listen to it now before I did this video, so let's see how it comes out.
Garden gate. Oh, Ophelia, please hurry, dear, you know it's getting late. You should see that moon up above. It's bright tonight, just right tonight for oodles of love. Oh, Ophelia, I love you. Ophelia, I'm waiting for you at the garden gate. Ophelia, please hurry, dear, you know it's getting late. You should see that moon up above. It's bright tonight, just right tonight for oodles of